So I think what's important is, and I'm not going to talk about, all of the things that you want to do to ensure that you're going to get an offer, because I think that you're going to have some, if you haven't already, sessions about interviewing and how to do phenomenally well in your interviews. So let's just say that you've done all of that, you've interviewed well, and now you're at the point where you have offers. Your status is basically, you have a single offer in your hand, which in my opinion, when you have one offer, that makes you somewhat vulnerable because you don't have any other things to compare it to. When you have multiple offers, which is ideal, that's when you have a lot of leverage. That's when you have the most leverage. When you have no offers, that's when you're the most desperate. So think about, what do you need to do to get offers in? Well, you need to interview well. What do you need to do to interview well? Get the coaching. And also apply for jobs that you're fit for, qualified for. And how do you do that? Research. Research, research. Always strive to put yourself in that middle category of having multiple offers, because that's where you can have the most success in negotiations. Employers that want you, when they know that other employers want you, they're willing to negotiate. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Single offer, most vulnerable. No offer, most desperate. Multiple, most leverage. Yes?
This is about offers. So if you get an offer, if you're interviewing for multiple positions and you get an offer from one of them, but you haven't heard back from the others yet, how do you handle that? Or I'm like, how long can you put off the other people saying, if you really would like the one that you don't know yet, how do you deal with that?
That's a great question. Did everyone hear her question? Okay, what I would do and what I would coach students to do is, number one, make sure you get as much time as that employer will allow. A lot of times initially they'll give you maybe 2 weeks. Sometimes I've seen they give you a month. But try to get as much time as you possibly can. Secondly, if your desired company or employer has not responded yet, I would at that point call, because now you're starting to work your way towards leverage. I would call them and say, AT&T just contacted me and they extended an offer. My first choice is your company. I wanted to find out from you when I can find out my status, because I have to respond to them. And guess what they will then do? Well, I'll get back to you by the end of the day and let you know. And usually they'll come back and say, okay, this is our decision. Okay? If you're being strongly considered, trust me, they're not going to be scared away by the fact that you have another offer. And I just experienced this with a student within the last couple weeks. And it was really interesting to see how this one company who is historically known for just taking forever to get back to students, they were able to get back in touch with her within a couple days, because she was about to be accepting elsewhere. Okay, so again, it kind of goes back with confidence. Do you feel that you're going to jeopardize your offer by doing that? You might feel that way, but trust me, you're not. This is business. It's not anything personal. So please don't feel that you doing that will cause them to pull the offer away. And by the way, it kind of goes back to your example. If they pull an offer away because you asked for them to speed up their decision process, probably not a company you want to work for. Okay. Does that help you? Okay. Question?
Is it okay to let the company know if you're currently working at one business getting your offer, but then you're interviewing somewhere else and let that know? Is it okay to let the current company know where you're interviewing?
Absolutely. Again, this is all business, and they know that you being a college student, you have a lot of opportunities. And again, if you're working somewhere, and a good example is the student that has a summer internship, and the company decides, when they go back to school in August, well, we'd like to keep you on and work around your class schedule. Maybe you're going to work 10 hours a week, and we would like to do that because at some point we'd like to offer you a full-time job. Well, they get comfortable with you doing that, and they might be slow to respond. Meanwhile, on the other side, you're interviewing for other jobs, and you might get an offer in your hand. So you need to let your employer know. I just want to have a discussion with you regarding my position with your company, because I am being recruited by other companies, and I would love nothing more than to have a full-time officer here. But I have to know if that's the direction that you're headed in with me. There was a question over there.
Just kind of reiterate, I know you kind of answered both, it kind of bridges both questions. So let's say you get the job right on the spot, and how would you phrase that you need more time? Because, I mean, isn't that a bad thing to be like, yeah, but I want to interview a few more places? I mean, what's the best way to phrase that to get more time to make a final decision?
Well, first and foremost, you want to express enthusiasm over getting the offer. Oh, I'm excited that you proposed to me. You want them to know that you're happy that you've gotten the offer. But then what you want to do is take a step back, and you want to say, when do I need to respond? Again, it goes back to negotiations. You'll be the one to put a number out there. So how much time do I have to respond to your offer? Well, let's say they tell you, okay, we need to know within a week. Well, that's a really tight time frame for me, because I would like to give very careful consideration, and I might also have some questions that I need to ask of you or someone in your HR department. So would you be able to extend that time? Again, I didn't say by another week or by a month. I'm just talking very vaguely, because I'm wanting them to do that so that I can counter. Okay? Does that help?
It does.
Okay.